Special thanks to Reddit user Mr. Creeps54 for granting me permission to use their story. And, like always, my dear listeners, do enjoy. Trust me when I tell you this. Don't use Craigslist. I know that may be obvious. It's not ideal meeting up with a stranger and giving them money, and giving them your address or going to their house. About a week ago, I decided I needed a new phone. I chose to look on Craigslist. I found the perfect deal. A new iPhone 12 for only $400. What a steal. I tried to contact the person that is selling the iPhone, but he didn't respond. Well, that's weird, but I didn't think much about it. Over the next couple of days, I continued to message him, but he still didn't respond. But finally, he did. He only sent me his address and only his address, which was weird. When I responded, he didn't say anything after that. So the next day, I decided to go to this guy's house, which was a really stupid move looking at it now. When driving down the rocky street, it seemed like nobody lived in any house on the street. But ignoring that red flag, I went to his house. Seeing the house, it was dark. The wood was old and uneven. But once again, I ignored that as well. When walking to the front door, I noticed the grass was uncut and rough. It went up to my knees. When I approached the front door, it just swung open, which startled me. "Hey, what the hell?" I said, almost falling on the rocky floor. "Do you want the phone or not?" A man said in a deep and dark voice. Yeah, I have $400 in cash. Is that what you want?" I spoke. "Yeah, that'll work," he said. I walked up and gave him the money. He snatched it from me and slammed the door in my face. I started to yell, "Hey man, what the fuck?" I said, angered. He didn't open the door for what it seemed like hours. But when he finally did, he just stuck his arm out with the phone. I grabbed it and thanked him. After I said, "Oh, by the way, what's your name?" He paused. Then he said, John Smith." After that, I turned around and walked away, but I didn't hear him close the door. When I turned on my car, I looked at the door. I saw him. I saw him still staring at me. Creeped out, I put all my weight on the gas pedal and floored it down the street. When I got home, I was way too tired to actually set up the phone. I fell asleep once my head hit the pillow. When I woke up, I turned the phone on. But I noticed something strange. Something unusual. I noticed that the phone was still signed in with the last person. Probably the creepy guy that sold it to me. So, feeling a little nosy and curious, I opened the phone. "What an idiot," I said, laughing. "That guy didn't even have a password. This is too easy," I thought. After opening the phone and going to the home page, I immediately went to the Photos app. After opening the app, there was nothing. There were no photos in the camera roll. Weirded out, I went to the photo albums, and that's when I found something. The photo album was titled "A Fun Night," with a winking emoji. At first I thought the pictures or videos in there would be very different. But they weren't. There were only 2 videos, both with a black thumbnail. Then I did something I regret. I played the first video. When the first video started to play, it was a black screen. The only sound I heard was soft rain. After a few seconds, the camera quickly panned up. It made me jump because it was so quick and sudden. The camera was turned to look at a car outside. The camera stayed fixed on that car for more than 30 seconds. What the hell is this? I thought to myself, confused. Then a woman actually opened the car door and got out of the car. I didn't know this woman, nor have I seen her. After the camera wouldn't move away from her, a man started laughing in a maniacal tone. And then he said, "Can't wait to have a fun night with you," he said in a scratchy voice. That's when I stopped my breath. I knew that voice. That voice was the same as the man that sold me this damn phone. Thoughts began racing in my mind. Was he a murderer? I thought. Is this video a prank? After the first video ended, I went to the second video. I noticed that this one was exponentially longer than the first one. While the first one was 2 minutes long, this one was 7 minutes. The same thing happened like in the first one. It started out as a black screen with rain in the background. But the difference was, it was in an abandoned warehouse. Then around 45 seconds in, I heard soft, quiet crying. Cries of a woman. "Shut your mouth!" the same man yelled. She stopped immediately. The camera panned to look at the woman. He stood the camera up against the wall of the warehouse. She was the same woman that got out of the car. I started to become lightheaded because of this. Is this a sick joke, I thought? Did he actually kidnap her? Then the man reached his arm out to caress her knee. She started to whimper like a sad dog. Then right after she started to cry, he slapped her right in the face. "Shut up, I said!" in a loud, demanding tone. Once again, she stopped. The man then grabbed a knife out of his pocket and cut the rope around her mouth. She started panting and breathing really heavy. The man then said in a maniacal tone, "I want to have a little fun." In one swift motion, he pushed the woman down and brought the knife up to her chin. He moved the knife around her jawline. Blood started to leak out under her chin. Then he dropped the knife and started to choke her. She started to turn purple, then she became lifeless. He then picked up the knife and started to carve a wide smile on her face. After he finished the smile, he grabbed the camera and showed her wide and bloody smile. He started laughing and said, "Wasn't this fun?" After seeing this, I jumped out of my bed and drove to the police station. After I gave the police the phone, they figured out the man and the woman in the videos. For legal reasons, I will just say their first names. The man's name is Dale, and the woman's name was Jessie. The man was convicted of murder and is now in prison for life. The woman sadly died from blood loss. Like I said in the intro, don't use Craigslist.